Hello?
Hello, is this David?
Yes, it is.
Hello, sir. This is Willy Tyler of Classic Hits, My 105.9 in Billings, Montana. How are you?
Man, are you prompt? My gosh.
I was even going to give you a couple of minutes, but I was hoping you were ready.
I am.
Well, it's great to hear from you, man. I know a lot of people are getting real excited. It's coming up Sunday, August 28th, the Alberta Bear Theater. Have you played Billings before?
Gosh, I'm sure we have.
I love asking it to you older guys because you're like, I don't know, man. You guys did 100 shows last year, right?
Yeah, and we'll top that this year. And we're in the middle of a feeding frenzy right now. We're in the middle of a 3-week escapade.
That's going to be my other really hard question. Where are you today?
Modesto.
Oh, you actually know. A lot of the times you guys don't know.
I always know where I am. It's where have I just come from and where am I going?
Where are you going next? Sure. Yeah, after that many shows. It's got to be a blast, though. You like being on the road?
It's what I do, you know. If I didn't like it, all I'd have to do is not do it.
Yeah. How'd you land the gig originally? I mean, we know you're... How many original members are there of Kansas right now?
There are 2.
Uh-huh.
And then Billy Greer, who's been in the band for ever. It's hard to believe he's not an original member. He's been in the band longer than the original bass player was in the band.
Okay, right. And you've been a back and forth because you were in the band for a while and then you had left for a while and then you're back, right?
I took a sabbatical, yes.
Sure. What made you decide to take the break?
To try other things, and I was, honestly, I was going a little nuts. I had been, before I joined Kansas, I had been on the road with Louise Mandrell.
Uh-huh.
And we were on a tour bus for 4 years, and then I joined Kansas, and we were on a tour bus for 6 years. And I mean, you were married to those things, and I just had to get off for a second.
That's a long time on a bus, sure. And
I was going nuts. I was really kind of going nuts.
David, I started digging into some of your other things that you had done because I wasn't super familiar with your work, but you had worked with Jason Bonham, which of course is John Bonham's son from Led Zeppelin, Queensryche, and that Smashing Pumpkins record, which is one of my favorites. Maybe my listeners don't care that much about that, but I do. What did you play on the Smashing Pumpkins Siamese Dream album?
It's the Siamese Dream record. One of them was a big hit. It was like the single that was released.
That's what I figured.
Killer in Me.
Yeah, Disarm, right?
Disarm.
Yeah.
Disarm. And Luna was the other one.
Oh, man, that's super cool. What a weird dig for me, but whatever.
That's fine.
We're here to talk about Kansas, of course, today, but that's interesting stuff, too. You're obviously a very skilled musician. You came from an orchestral background, kind of, right? Or is that...
I had a classical upbringing, but it was against my will. It was under force by my mother.
Oh, it's like mom made me play the piano, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And in the meantime, I really worked very hard at guitar. I was actually a really good guitar player at one time. That was what I wanted to do. And then it occurred to me, and actually Kansas had a lot to do with that. I was listening to the radio one day when I was, 16 or 17, and all of a sudden, Can I Tell You came on the radio.
Uh-huh.
And like, wow, here's this rockin' band with this rockin' violin player. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. That's when I started taking violin lessons willfully.
Right. We all started out wanting to be the guitar player, and then we all had to go get real jobs, right? Like, you're better. Yep. You're like, I'm going to be a violin player. I'm like, I'm going to go on the radio and play Kansas because I'm no good.
And if it hadn't been for that, I would have been, I was a good guitar player, but so what? How many of those are there?
Right. Well, yeah, you're certainly one of the very few violin players that I've probably interviewed more fiddle players, to tell you the truth, than violin players. What exactly is the difference?
It's the style, and I mean that's typically more related to country and bluegrass. And I have a high regard for those guys that are really good at that.
Hey, I do too. But honestly, is there a difference in the actual instruments? Is what I've always wanted to know.
No,
it's the same damn thing, right?
It's just there's a stylistic difference and a slight technical difference because they're not schooled. Typically, they're not schooled. Some of them are highly schooled.
Sure.
Some of them have been through the university system and play with incredibly correct technique. But most of them don't, but that doesn't slow them down.
Right.
It's a different technique, and they're really good at it. I have a real high regard for that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What's your favorite Kansas song to play live?
Gosh, that's too hard. There's too many of them.
You love them all.
I'm not kidding. The music is so well written, and much of it written specifically with the violin in mind.
Right.
Man, there's just the Wall, Song for America.
Oh, nice.
I mean, if I had a song list in front of me, I could probably just run down our set list and say, "Yep, that one."
Well, what about this? Maybe this won't be as hard. What's the most difficult Kansas song to play for you?
There's a couple of them. Magnum Opus, which is another one of my favorites, that's technically and you got to be on your toes because it's in all kind of complex meter. It's not 4/4. So you got to really be on your toes when that one comes up, and that one's a blast to play. Journey from Maribyrnong, that's another one of my favorites, and that's another one where don't fall asleep or you're in trouble.
You got to pay attention. I always think that because there's so many really just epic album cuts, and I think, do you guys leave songs off of a set list ever and be like, we don't want to play that because it's just too damn hard to?
No. We are men.
And a new album out, in September?
Yeah.
Wow, and that's the first time in...
Late September 23rd, I think.
First time in almost a decade?
In almost two. 99 was the last studio album.
That's wild. And you were a part of...
new material.
And you were a part of this. How was the songwriting process? Was it pretty just everybody dialed right in and was ready to go, or was it difficult?
It was both... newest member of the band, Zach Risby, wrote a good portion of it. The most difficult thing about the whole experience was the rapidity under which it happened. It happened really quick. All of a sudden there was, all right, we're going to do this, and here were all these songs flying around. And it's always real apparent what the guitar part's going to be. You have a pretty good idea just listening to the song. Okay, here's what the guitar part's going to be. Here's what the bass part's going to be. What the violin part's going to be is a little different because you almost have to wait for the song to get almost finished before you find out where you fit.
Sure.
Because it's just no one says, okay, here's the violin part. Ragsdale, come over here. Here's the violin. No one does that. Carrie did. Carrie would do that, but no one else does.
It's got to be quite a different process, too, since the last time you cut a record, too. I mean, even thinking back, like that Pumpkins record was, 30 years ago? I'm sure that was done considerably different than anything that's being cut now.
That took a week. Those two songs took a week.
Yeah, that's got to be wild. It's a different world.
Yeah, this whole thing took about 2 months. Mm-hmm. It was frantic. For me, it wasn't for everyone else. Kind of fell right into the groove, but for me, it was a little different because you're not sure. Here's this violin part that I'm working on, but I don't know if it's going to work until I start cutting it, and hear it against the opposing not opposing instruments, but kind of.
Sure. Well, it's a very cool thing that you guys do, and we're definitely looking forward to it. The Alberta Bear Theater, it's coming up Sunday, August 28th, and we'll still have more tickets to give away. And, David, it was great to meet you today and great to talk to you. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you, sir. I enjoyed it.
All right, we'll see you at the show.
Okay, man.